have the right question when you're in your research design process? I think that's a question that many of us have, but we don't know how to answer. Many will say, well, it's a iterative process. Correct. But I think I pinned down the three major problems in our questions, in our research questions. In 2006, I was in the University of Kansas doing a project on tactile maps for the blind. I realized that the users that were blind had many problems to find their classrooms and places on campus. Coming from a big city, I did not understand that rural, style of campus with no blocks and curves and hills all over. And I did take 2 years to know every corner of campus. I went to every building that I even had class in just so I could understand better. But I wanted to give that power to blind people that came so they could go in and out, get their stuff done, and have a lot better experience on campus. With the cartographers, we just took tactile maps. We took regular maps of campus, we cleaned it up, and then we run it through a swell paper, transforming it into a tactile map. But still, each time we created a new detail or we run it through some blind people, the map was getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden we cannot have the map just in one big piece of paper. It had to be split in several places and make it into a little book. It was almost like carrying an atlas around. Who wants to do that today, you think? And I had to then come up with a different idea, but I couldn't because I read and read about tactile maps, and all I found was the same thing. You create something that's tactile in a map. But think about it. As designers, the eye and the finger are edge detectors. But the way they detect edges is very different. And the amount of that field of vision that they have is very different too. So you can't be using the map that you design for the eye, for the finger. And that's when I ran into Richard Branham London subway system map, which was quite simplified. And I went to talk to him. So I found out I had a design problem. That's when I switched from my grad school in geography and I went into interaction design. Today I am working in a totally different platform because I found the right question. The right question wasn't exactly how do I make a paper tactile map smaller and portable, but the right question was how do I bring the information in that map to become portable? And it could be tactile, audible, however a blind person could identify. So I started from scratch and we worked with sighted people and blind people. So I started testing them from the get-go. And I had to first find out what was inside their heads, not what they needed. Because if I understand how they navigate, then I will be able to develop what is useful. For a long time, before the iPhone 3GS came out with a screen reading built in, I was looking into developing an assistive technology with talking capabilities. But how many gadgets can you hold in two hands, plus a dog, plus a cane, and a phone, and your recorder, and your map gadget? It's almost impossible. So the iPhone platform opened a whole new world of possibilities. And working on this Route Me application, what I found out was that sighted and blind people can both use the same application. Because when I'm focusing on something for the blind, I'm actually making it better for the sighted. But right here, I'm working from scratch and I'm not adapting anything. And I think that the adaptation is the wrong question. We always try to adapt what is made for the eyes, adapting it to the finger. And that will never work. And it just becomes more complex. And true good design, it's simplifying it.